Oh, junior netball, it's a busy place to be. But we're here and hoping the rain holds off for what should be a really cracking game, I reckon.
As always, and we will get to that very soon, but we will start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we broadcast from, the Wiradjuri people, paying our respects to their elders past, present and those elders emerging, and extend this respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today and tuning into this stream at any time. The last time we saw Lavington and Wangaratta take on each other was round 7 down at Magpies home ground. 4 goals in favour of the Panthers, and it was a game that ebbed and flowed.
It was, and Lavington got on top there, and largely due to the defensive efforts of Sarah Meredith, who won't be in today, and Taylor Ferber. They had a really outstanding game that week. So it'll look somewhat different today. And you're right, the game really did ebb and flow. So it'll be interesting to see what changes today. I think Wangaratta are starting to hit their groove a little bit. They had a really convincing win against Raiders, and we often see this with them. They don't start the season strong, but they find a way of really hitting their straps late in the season. So we'll see whether that's the case today.
And interesting, they could nab top spot today if they take the win and by enough. They're only trailing ladder leaders Yarrawonga by 0.5% at the moment. So could be really interesting. Lavington are coming off defeating Yarra really convincingly before the bye, and then last week only beating North Albury by 2. Wangaratta are coming off 2 really strong wins against Albury and then last weekend against Raiders. So we'll look our eyes over last weekend's results before we get into today's game. Myrtleford 5 goals victors over the Yarrawonga Pigeons. An upset again, Yarrawonga 2 on the trot down. Interestingly, they had 10 more attempts on goal, so they'll be really disappointed to have not clinched that, and it was a shooting accuracy that probably let them down. Still missing Sarah Moore, but Kalisha Pell, she's now second on the hot shots and winning the hot shots, sorry. Yeah. And netting 30 from 35. So she was very dominant in the losing team. But Rebecca Piazza, who we will talk about a little bit later, and Sally Botter got the job done for Myrtleford.
They did, and a really strong win for Myrtleford, and a win I think they had to have. I think they needed to probably, I guess, prove to themselves that they can be a top 3 contender, perhaps prove to the rest of the competition that that's where they are at. Gives them great confidence going into finals. I think Yarrawonga, hopefully they've spent the bye weekend practising their shooting. But look, I have no doubt they'll recover. If that's an area of their game that's letting them down, that's something that can be fixed fairly easily. So I'm sure they won't be losing too much sleep over it. They know that they can make amends in that area. But yes, it certainly gives the rest of the competition confidence.
Absolutely. Albury, 13 goal victors over Wangaratta Rovers, and they did lead from start to finish. There were a couple of times in that game that Rovers started to pull back, but credit to Albury, they just kept pushing, and they've really got nothing to lose. They know they won't be contesting finals, but they just want to finish the season really strong leading into season 2024.
Absolutely, and I think pleasing for me was the performance of the Albury defenders. I think they've really gone from strength to strength. Great to see Brigitte Singhi back to the form that she showed, pre-baby and all those years ago when she was at Albury, but also the form of some of the youngsters from Rovers. And we've said before, if they can hold on to that group, and speaking to Minna Lamb after the game, and that's something they're really conscious of, keeping together those young girls and doing what they can as a club to keep the interest there and the motivation there for those players to stay at that club.
And another game and team with youngsters, North Albury nearly causing one of the upsets of the season, going down by 2 goals to Lavington. Again, a team that had higher attempts on goal and some great accuracy. Lily Kelly, 27 from 35 is outstanding. So plenty of attacking ball getting into that circle for North Albury, but Lavington doing just enough to clench the win.
Yeah, and speaking to a couple of people who were at that game, and they did say that really North probably should have won that game. They certainly had, as the stats show, a lot more of the ball, and just in those clutch moments weren't able to do enough with it, and probably the experience of Lavington wasn't able enough to get them over the line.
And a nice tight tussle bringing them into today. And Wangaratta, we mentioned 50-37 over the Raiders. Raiders were kept in touch up until half time, and then from there on it was all the Magpies' way. Ellie Cooper best on court there, Katie Dean and Amanda Yametsky. So one from each third of the court, with Amanda posting a really nice score of 32, backing goal shooter, and Georgia Clark out in goal attack with 14. Interestingly, for the Raiders, Emily Stewart kept a little bit quieter than usual out in that goal attack. We've seen fairly even stats between her and Taylor. So I'm guessing the defensive trio through Grady, Price and Dean did a really good job to make life hard for Em Stewart.
Yeah, and that's been Raiders' strength, is that ability for Em and Taylor to really both be scoring high numbers of goals. And we obviously see there when that's able to be stopped, the impact that can have. My understanding is that Hannah Grady played the full game in wing defence and Brooke Price played the full game in goal defence, and that's how they're lining up today. So that's obviously worked for them. How long they stick with that today, I guess, remains to be seen, depending on how this game rolls out. But Wang obviously getting some confidence in terms of being able to play players in different positions and run some different combinations.
Absolutely. As we look to the ladder, Yarrawonga, the bye this week, sitting on 48 points. A win to Wangaratta today will see them on equal points with Yarrawonga, currently trailing by that 0.53%. And then in third, Myrtleford, currently fifth in attacking stats, first in defensive stats, and they now hold the highest percentage by a full percent, which is really interesting. They've kind of come from nowhere in the second half of the season. Then we've got Lavington in fourth and Raiders in fifth, with Myrtleford, Lavington and Raiders all sharing equal points. So really, the only team that can contest Yarrawonga for the minor premiership are Wangaratta, but it'll be really interesting to see how that next three plays out over the next few weeks.
Yeah, it is. And look, Yarrawonga don't play this weekend, so as we said, Wangaratta have an opportunity to go to that top spot. But Yarrawonga do have an easier run home in terms of Rovers and Wodonga, their last two games, whereas Wang come up against Myrtleford and then they don't play the last game, so they don't have an opportunity to get 4 points in that last round. So that doesn't work in their favour. But yeah, it certainly makes for a really exciting last two rounds, and you've got to love it when it comes down to those last couple of games to see where ladder positions fall. I think that is going to make for a really, really exciting finals series.
And just before we touch on the team list today, a big shout out Rebecca Piazza for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, playing her 300th A grade game today after making her debut at 15 years old out there. And interestingly, played in their last A-grade flag in 2003, sorry. But I did have to laugh in the article. She did name that Tina Way is notably older than her.
Hey, where you can get one in, you got to do it, I tell you.
But a massive kudos to Rebecca, and I feel like she's not losing any stature in A grade. She's really cemented that shooting ability, but we've seen her swing into defence as well, and a very, very talented basketballer as well. And she's just been a phenomenal team member, volunteer for the Alpine Saints.
She has. She's just phenomenal, and look, such a well-respected player, but also person off the court. She's just brilliant. And I can distinctly remember that grand final. It was a hot day. She was young. I think they came from 17 goals down or something crazy like that. They swung at a goal attack. And I remember I think everyone watching that game thought if she passes out at any moment, we would not be surprised. She had just run herself ragged to get them back in that game, left absolutely everything she could on that court, and they came back and won the game. And her performance was, like I said, anyone watching that game could not forget the performance that she put on that day. And it's just so great to see her keeping on playing. And I said this morning on radio that, I think this is one of the beautiful things about the town clubs is you get that long-term loyalty from players, and it's just wonderful for their club that you get those players stick around. And I saw they had a really wonderful video on their socials where there was a lot of players, past and present, posting, congratulatory messages, and there was a couple of, messages there from some of their younger players who I think she used to look after, obviously, when they were really young, and she's now playing alongside them or training alongside them, and it was just hilarious to see. But really wonderful for Beck that she's been able to achieve it.
Absolutely. And in Australian netball news, Mia Lavis, as part of the Commonwealth Games Youth Fast 5 team, is now a gold medalist. They defeated South Africa in that grand final, 39-29. She nailed 5 4-point shots during the power play, and South Africa just had no answer to her movement or accuracy in that modified version of the game. But credit to her and her team, a phenomenal effort.
She had a brilliant tournament over there. She really, packed a real punch when she came on, and I think really showed that she is not out of her depth at that standard. And as a bottom ager, I think it was a 19 and under. She's a 17 and under player. So for her to be playing at that level as a bottom age player is just phenomenal. And one of the other things I sort of said this morning is what it does is it just says to our local kids and our local players is, you can do it. There is every opportunity that can come your way. It doesn't matter whether you're from How Long or you're from Midda or you're from Albury. You know what? If you do the hard work and you believe in yourself and the opportunities are there, and I think Mia's just proven that, and that's what's so wonderful.
Absolutely. As we look to today's team list, Lavington Panthers, coached by Linda Charlton, we'll start with Christina Gucci in goal shooter, Olivia Sanson in goal attack, Maddie Lloyd in wing attack, Brooke Wilson through centre, Steph Clancy in wing defence, Taylor Ferbra in goal defence, and Kate Mastronati in goalkeeper, with Ange DeMamiel, Audrey Adams and Amy Houlihan on the interchange. A very standard starting 7 for the Panthers, and it will be really interesting to see what approach the Magpies use to shut down Christina Gucci and her height and dominance in that shooting circle.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we know that when Lavington are patient and they resist that urge to feed off the circle, that they can make really great use of her height and her accuracy, and they need to do that today, particularly given the slippery and the wet conditions. There's going to be a really, really urgent need for them to work that ball to circle edge, and again, like I said, be really patient. They're probably going to get lots of opportunity. We know the strength that Taylor Ferbra can have. She picks off balls, so when they get their opportunity, they're going to have to make sure that they convert.
And we haven't seen a lot of Kate Mastronati on the A-grade court until this season, but I was really impressed with her against Yarrawonga. I guess probably being a little bit of the unknown, she was able to just get out and play a natural game, and kind of complements the athleticism of Taylor Ferbra with that really quick footwork, getting around the player, that bit more of a hustle defender.
Yeah, she was outstanding, and her positioning for rebounds was what really impressed me. She just was able to work herself into that position. She may not get the rebound opportunities today, but if they do come her way and she can work herself into that position, then she's got really great strength and to be able to pull those balls in.
And for Wangaratta, they're co-coached by Hannah Grady and Lou Byrne. In goal shooter, Amanda Umansky. Goal attack, Georgia Clark. Wing centre, Ellie Cooper. Wing defence, Hannah Grady. Goal defence, Brooke Price. Goalkeeper, Katie Dean. With an interchange of Kelly Keane, Amy Byrne and Leah Genvy. I think a note for the Magpies is the depth coming off their bench. You've got Kelly Keane, 400-plus game player. The competitions that she's played in. Amy Byrne, a lot of experience. And Leah Genvy. One of the key matchup on courts is going to be Hannah Grady and Maddie Lloyd.
It is, and these players will know each other. Ham will be very familiar with how Maddie Lloyd plays, and I think the great thing about having Hannah Grady in wing defence is the talk that she does to her fellow defenders. So obviously her work as a defender herself, but just the leadership and the chat that she can do to those around her and the directing of play is great. And you're right, her ability to shut down players, but the other dangerous thing for Lavington will be her ability to drive down court, and Maddie Lloyd is going to have to work equally as hard on the defensive as she is on the attack. Brooke's going to have to work very hard on that to stop that give and go. So let that first ball go and really stop that second phase drive from Maddie.
And Ellie Cooper, another player for the Magpies who's been having a sensational season, put in centre to start today, and she'll really cruise through that attack end, but a very defensive player as well, so they'll be looking for her to turn over a couple of balls.
And they seem to have settled on that Ellie centre, Izzy wing attack combination, and I like that. I think that works really well for them. Izzy's a great wing attack. She's got great give and go speed, and is very dynamic in that position.
And it's her takeoff speed.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
I've tried to run up against her. And
It's so how'd that go, Reed?
Yeah, no.
She's still chasing it.
It's that first step, that intensity and that dynamic. So here we are lining up for the first centre pass in the hands of the Magpies. This is the round 16 clash. Lavington Panthers, fourth placed, taking on the Magpies. as Newton in wing attack gives off to Clark. They use the reset back to the centre third. Cooper gains control. Could be a little bit of a scrappy game to start just while players get used to this wet court, but it looks like we might be free of rain for the time being.
And Magpies on the board first, so they go to a 1-0 lead here in the first quarter.
And the pressure of the Magpies defenders just really screening the view for the Panthers attackers, and Oguchi puts up her first shot, misses but regains the rebound and nets one the equaliser for the Panthers. Cooper, great hands over pressure from Ferbra. The sound on that might have hurt a little bit.
Hurt, didn't it? This little slap as Magpies go forward again through Cooper. She finds Clark. She looks for the refeed, but the ball's knocked out by Clancy. So Magpies will have the throw-in on the baseline, I think, outside the circle. So Cooper will take that ball.
As Clark.
And a stepping call made. So Panthers with an early turnover here. Mastronardi goes to Wilson. Magpies really jamming up the centre third and forcing Panthers along the baseline and forcing a footwork call there. So they really took the centre channel away from Panthers there and forced them along that sideline.
And something that the Magpies do like to do is to bring that ball into the centre channel away from the widths of the court, as we see Umansky having a miss there, and Ferbra using Mastronardi from goalkeeper to transition this ball. The quick 1-2 off balance, but it's in the hands of Wilson. Every player is accounted for at the moment defensively. The one-on-one pressure. Grady goes in the air. Lloyd up nice and strong to take that ball. Dean just not quite tall enough. And Oguchi with the second goal for the Panthers. They lead 2-1. Their centre pass to come. Sanson maintains control.
And great hands over by Cooper, really making hard for Wilson, and big one there from Sanson to Oguchi, and they're the ones that are going to be risky just in the wet while the court's still damp the way it is. Hopefully we see it dry out so we can get a better quality game. Cooper.
Panthers equally making this transition as hard for the Magpies, but that high ball, Clancy gets the scraps, but it goes to Newton.
And the challenge is that Magpies want to go fast too, and these conditions aren't really conducive to that just yet, as Clark looks for the long one, falls out, and Umansky's under that.
I think on a dry day that would have slipped in too.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful shot. It looked like it
was going, didn't it?
Absolutely. And Umansky finishes that attacking play off with a goal. 2 goals apiece here at the Lavington Sports Ground. Too much on that one. A bit of a wild ball.
Clancy forced to go back. Panthers just having to be a bit patient here. So Clancy again going sideways to Wilson, back to Mastronardi. They're just having to go short and sharp. And they are doing that well. And eventually
does well there.
Sanson opens up,
Tries to tiptoe around Sanson but can't quite get around. So there's a 2-in-1 in the circle. Dean does well to get the front position, but the reach of Christina Gucci is far too strong.
And that was that good patient, short, and wait for one to open up long, close to circle edge before they can look for a Gucci. And here they go again, and just
too much on it.
Too much, and Hannah Grady mops up there, finds Price, and then there's that classic centre channel through Izzy Byrne, or Izzy Newton, sorry, Iz.
As Cooper and Clark play the double play.
Great give and go by Cooper there into that front position, finding circle edge.
A short shot there from Umansky.
Yeah, she hasn't quite found her range yet, has she?
And coming off a disappointing end to their season for the Northeast Blaze on Wednesday night. They went down in that Division 1 Grand Final to Melbourne Uni, but a great effort, no less, for their team, as she nets their 3rd goal thanks to 777 Automotive. First quarter action thanks to Cavalier Homes.
And Magpies just having to go back on the centre pass. Newton's getting off the line, but she's just going a bit lateral. She probably just needs to step forward off that because she had the space there, but they eventually find Umansky under the post. And she makes no doubt about that one. So Magpies move to 4, leading Panthers 3. First quarter action here, brought to you by Cavalier Homes, and the umpires found
breaking
a breaking call. So Panthers through Wilson. She looks straight into Aguchi and is open there in a one-on-one. She makes no mistake. And those one-on-ones are going to be hard to stop, aren't they, at this stage?
In this stage, I'm loving Christine's hair today, the braids.
It's phenomenal. It's just
Beautiful. I saw it out before and it's so long as well. Newton Ferbra standing out of play leaves a 2-on-1 in the circle in favour of the Magpies. Georgia Clark and Cooper utilising that top of the circle brilliantly. And a beautiful shot from Georgia Clark takes the Magpies up to 5, leading the Panthers 4 on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
Hands over everything, Magpies there. That was really hard for the Panthers girls to see past anything. So the attackers really pushing down, help out the defenders. Clark just couldn't pull that ball in. Spills free and Ferbra was all over it. So
and
Panthers,
she attempted the front cut there, but it was just on a little bit of an awkward angle, which I think was due to the wet ground. Just couldn't quite take off on that strong angle. Oh, great work from the defenders there.
Yeah, there's a couple of sort of puddles. It almost looks like it just needs a squeegee run over it. As Panthers put another on the board. So we've got a 5-all ball game here with the Magpies centre. Clark off the line, goes over to Newton. It's a dangerous pass in the wet.
Really dangerous pass. Contact, Brooke Wilson trying to come around there, but not enough space. Great split from Umansky, getting herself closer to the ring, but opts for the refeed. Clark attempts the look away. Mastronati nearly got 2 hands to it, but the contact first, and that ball just not quite going in the direction that Umansky intended. Wilson, better transition, but you can see Maddie Lloyd is really tucked up high against this sideline. Channelers Grady stood out of play for obstructing, and the high ball into Aguchi. Finishing it with a goal. 6 goals to 5 here, the lead to the Panthers on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
Wilson forced to go back to Clancy and Sanson. Great ball release there to Lloyd, but unfortunately not able to control the footwork. So a turnover there, but I like the way she turned and released. So Magpies through Cooper. She's got no one coming to her.
Clancy, great attack
coming
on the ball.
Through, and a contact call on Newton. So turnover there.
Both Maggie's players stood out of play.
She dribbled it.
Slippery there. It just trickles out.
There's nothing worse than when that happens.
And making it look like
and then you can't do anything with it, can you?
Particularly there, but the Panthers did well to maintain possession, getting it through to Aguchi, sealing their 7th goal of this first quarter thanks to Cavalier Homes. Long ball to Wilson.
Newton with the tap. And Grady is absolutely scrounging for everything. She's on her knees, which you're not allowed to do. So Panthers with the ball. And
great
Sanson
feed there from Sanson.
Turn and delivers to Aguchi.
8 goals to 5. Out of play, 2-on-1 for the Panthers in the circle. Opt for Lloyd. Dean. Beautiful timing.
Great timing, and unfortunately not able to keep it in and have anyone back her up there. But
she did her best to keep it in as well. Price tries to as well.
Timed that beautifully, and Aguchi ends up with it under the post and able to put it in through. But shame for Wang there, because Dean really timed that come through beautifully. So Newton off the line. And pulls it in.
I think Panthers actually need to put the ball up a little bit higher.
Yes, absolutely.
There's so much differential there.
Dean should not be able to contest that ball if it's put into the space.
Magpies, the pressure of the Panthers, forced to go across the circle. Taylor Ferbra with the hands over.
And I'll be interested to see whether we see a change up here in the shooting end for Magpies. And a caution made against Umansky. I think probably delaying play is the caution. Or deliberate obstruction, same. Umpire's getting onto it early.
There's a...
Is it a step?
Held ball,
held,
I think,
was it?
maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I was watching the contest going on with Grady and Lloyd trying to
Yeah.
find some space in that mid-third.
And I just wonder whether they'll change this up. I see Keane, she's over there on the bench, but she's got leggings on. But we've got 2 tall aerials in for Magpies, which you would think would be very dangerous. But I just wonder whether it's making Magpies look high all the time. And against Taylor Fairbrother, she's so aerial. I wonder whether you bring someone like a Kelly Keane in and it actually forces you to look low and in front and for the front option.
Cooper.
So we'll see what they do there.
Beautiful defensive pressure. Will be interesting, and we can see the Magpies players on the far side of the court warming up now, ready. Price front position.
Yes, she was front position, and she's rewarded with a contact call.
The contact, so making sure that she had the space in front there was Brooke Price. Lloyd standing out of play. The Magpies transition. Grady to Cooper. Price to Cooper. Such a workhorse is Ellie Cooper.
She is, isn't she? And back to Newton. Just looking, their timing is looking really off at this stage, Magpies. They just can't find that connection yet.
And Cooper finds it with Umansky. Putting up their 7th goal, trailing by 2 the Magpies. 9 plays 7 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. And
it may even be a case of Georgia staying out of the play a little bit more and keeping Taylor Fairbrother busy outside and away from the play because she's doing so much of the damage with those long arms.
Great defensive effort there from Maddie Lloyd. She really confused the space.
So Clancy
Price
takes
running
the ball.
side by side with Sanson, and she does well because she was off balance to give that down, and Grady gets a tip on it. So Panthers with the possession on the other side of the court. Brooke Wilson with the feed in.
Just got it over again though, didn't
Price just
Yeah.
Not quite tall enough in that instance. 10 goals placed, 7 here.
And you can see Dean doing some early work, doing circle work really, around Aguchi as the ball is just being held up in the transverse. Magpies are working really hard. And
defence again from the Magpies.
But goal defence, Brooke Price has given away a contact outside the ring. So
setting the penalty. Brooke Wilson goes the high ball into Aguchi. And their 11th goal for the Panthers, leading the Magpies 7 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
So a couple of minutes to go. Magpies really needing to settle with a couple of goals here if they're wanting to stay in this game, particularly if the court stays wet.
Clancy with the hands over pressure there, setting her 3 feet nicely. And the penalty just being moved into the circle, or set inside the circle. Clark. The tip from Wilson puts the Panthers on the attack again.
And again, Brooke Price. And that's, you can't be doing that. That's several times she's been called out there. And, you know, Katie Dean's got a tough enough job as it is, let alone being caught 2-on-1. She needs to adjust on that.
12 plays, 7 here on the
Panthers with the
777
centre pass. Lloyd off the line to Sanson, and she looks straight into Aguchi. And that's a good ball. And that's a footwork. Yeah, she
was wrong-footed when she landed and stepped on. Ellie Cooper, much better transition, found the space in front of Wilson, and probably because Wilson was standing still there. Cooper, and again, finding that back space, hitting the circle edge. And
Ferber is making Clark's life really tough, and her timing's really out. I was watching her lead there.
Better pass there. Shooter to shooter, and a good finish from Umansky. 12 plays, 8 here into the last minute on the McRae Motors clock. Magpies with the centre pass.
And they need to be chasing this ball down. There's not long to go. They're wasting time.
Grady to Clark. Newton. Oh, the back of Wilson's foot offside there as she changed direction. Clark deep into the pocket to Newton. Oh, Mastronati. Great front position from her, but enough was the tip to Umansky. And the goal is good. 12 goals, plays 9 here. Dying seconds of this first quarter. The Panthers would like to finish it with a goal. Great pull in there from Christina Gucci.
Oh, She looked at her teammate, didn't she? We had great view of that. The eyes looked, but so she was hesitant on the shot there.
So
and
the Magpies, can they
get a
quick goal here before?
Furber says no.
Furber. And there
Great
is
save.
the hooter for quarter time. The Panthers leading 12 goals to 9. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss it.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol?
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball from the Lavington Sports Ground. Lavington with the 3-goal advantage here, 12 leading the Magpies, 9. No changes from either team.
No.
Interesting. So Magpies obviously doing a lot of conversation in that huddle just to try and turn over a little bit of ball. Oh, Maddie Lloyd went flying for the Panthers to try and get the turnover, but not quite able to. So it swings back to Grady, Cooper, and Clark. Newton now with the ball. High ball into Umansky. Good contest from Mastronati and staying in play. Clark will take the throw in.
After she drives the ball.
And the call for a towel.
Bit wet.
Interesting in the World Cup, how many times the court had
I know.
to dry the call off. And I was thinking about how hot it would obviously be in South Africa and that little bit of moisture and humidity.
Sweat. I'm glad we haven't got that happening today. We could have some full-time people out there.
As the whistle sounds for the regain. And Clancy with the tip on the circle edge, but very...
and we just see Newton just coming off that hold too early there, forced that. So Magpies with it back, a bit of a lucky break there. And Newton left home alone, but tip there.
Brady just couldn't get the ball up high enough. Great hands over pressure from Lloyd. Again, as we...
Price went diving.
Ugh.
That's desperation.
Dean. She went for the pass, but just half a second too early. Aguchi gets the rebound and takes Panthers' first goal of this second quarter. Sanson, loose ball.
I don't know if it even went sort of directly to her. It was a bit of a loose pass, I think. So Newton finds Cooper, not quite on a footwork call. Interesting. So
I think maybe the back foot
Panthers with the ball here. So Mastronardi to Ferbra, looking for someone, forced sideways a little bit. Clancy forced bought past, but Grady and she's down.
Does well to stay fairly upright.
It looks really
very
slippery, doesn't it? Yeah.
It'll be interesting maybe at halftime if the call for the squeegee
to
come out. I did notice at three-quarter time in the B grade there was that happening. That is a much better high ball in. That was a great feed from Maddie Lloyd. 14 goals to the Panthers, 9 goals to the Magpies. Cooper in centre, double play with Newton. The refeed, Clancy.
And Clark finding Cooper. So Clark with the penalty and opts to go over to Yamansky. I thought she'd come off that a fraction early there. She jumped, but able to pull it in and under the post, makes no mistake. So first goal for the Magpies this quarter, moves to 10, trailing the Panthers 14 here on the Macrae Motors scoreboard.
2.5 minutes already played in this second quarter, and reward for defensive effort. The Magpies with the throw-in time has been called while the ball is retrieved. The depths of the baseline of the Panthers caught up the other
somewhere
end.
down in the dark corner down there, isn't it?
Dean, big smile on her face, saying thank you for chasing after that to Wilson. Price, Cooper.
Great drive from the middle by Newton.
And better timing there. She let Grady kind of be the decoy to create the space.
And just sitting behind some of the players now. Now they're looking for someone. Cooper was there. They just didn't see her. So Newton, ball on circle edge, opts to go back to the transverse before Clark comes out. Over
That's
the
a better ball to the
into
space
the space
of Cooper.
And beats Ferbra. And the
rejection from Mastronardi.
Yeah. But it'd be a Magpies throw in. And I think that
clever pass from Clark.
I would have just going to say that might be a contact call, but
now something we haven't mentioned yet, Tam, is that Sophie Hanrahan from Myrtleford was part of the City West Falcons Championship VNL winning team on Wednesday night. A phenomenal effort for their team. Again, they went through in that final, beating Geelong in the first week straight into that grand final. And Burundara put up a really good contest. They actually were leading at halftime, and Soph was in at wing defence in the second quarter, and I thought the change swinging her back into goalkeeper, she was really changed the game in that early moments of that third quarter.
She did, didn't she? She had a really big impact in goalkeeper, and great for her. How nice to have a Premiership under your belt already, and we're not even at the end of our season. But yeah, look, she's having a fantastic year, and great reward for effort, travelling down there Wednesdays to play, Sundays to train, huge.
Great feed there from Cooper.
Huge amount of Ks under the belt and travel hours, and well done to Soph and all her team for that, and to Jane Cook too, Wodonga local, who's down there playing, and who will, along with Soph, run up to Queensland in a couple of weeks' time for the ANC Championships, playing for Collingwood Magpies. So they've got a busy little time ahead of them.
Yeah, and Price there in goal defence with the tip off the centre pass, just getting the edge in front of Sanson. Be interesting if out at Myrtleford, if Soph is having a rest today or if she's playing. They were only a couple of goals ahead of North Albury at quarter time. Lavington still with the 5-goal buffer, 16 plays 11 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Cooper, not enough on that to Umansky, and Mastronardi definitely the front position and the two-hand strong take on the ball puts the Panthers on the attack again.
Yeah,
Clark with the hands over.
Hasn't been listed, so I'd say she might be resting that broken finger, and they will be without her now until finals.
That's a better defensive effort from Price there. She stayed in play, got off the body a little bit with the tip.
Cooper just pulling that in.
Just pulling that in.
So, Grady, bullet pass to Price, likewise to Newton. Just finding a slightly better connection there, and dangerous play there. So Mastronardi coming out, but checking that Cooper's okay. So all in good,
she did
good
just
with
go
good
for
intent.
ball there,
Yeah.
Clark shooting that ball up for the Magpies. 16 plays 12 here. Second quarter action thanks to Cavalier Home. Strength there from Sanson to pull that in. Wilson to Sanson on the baseline. Quick
Price trying with everything, but when height defies you, sometimes it's just not enough, as Gucci makes no mistake and takes Panthers to 17, leading the Magpies 12. So it's gone out to 5 goals here, and Clancy with the intercept there. So
that's 2 kind of passing turnovers from Grady, which is normally an element of her game, which is so
and she's
just
chest passing and not shoulder passing. Both those errors, I think.
Price there causes the slip of the ball. Magpies in the attack that we're wanting to really capitalise here. The defensive work rate, as we said, of Maddie Lloyd would need to be top-notch today. And so far, she's really had Grady's measure. That's been a really great contest on court. Likewise, the contest between Newton and Clancy, although I feel like Izzy Newton started to find a little bit more space in this second quarter.
Yeah, she's had to do a fair bit of work for Magpies, hasn't she? She's had to find a lot of ball. So Clark not confident there, swings it out, and a great pass by Newton to Umansky. Not confident, but sneaky little one to Clark.
I think she wasn't confident because I think she was a bit
wrong-footed. She did look a bit awkward, didn't she?
Yep. So
how do I get out of this?
Yep.
Makes no mistake.
Beautiful, and Clark keeps in touch. 17 plays 13 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. 7.5 minutes played. So halfway into this second quarter, Wilson though, and Wilson just slipping forward there. And another attacking play for the Magpies just gone wayward. Panthers on the attack again. A tip from Newton. Lloyd regains possession. Great feed from Sanson. And can't quite
finish
it.
And Dean with a strong rebound and off to Price, but no one home.
Having to go cross court. And cross court again.
And great read
ball
by Newton. See, no one's there and came through. And again, Newton. So, like we said, doing a lot of work to receive a lot of ball. Clark looks for the long one.
And the hands again of Ferbra.
And she'd stepped in, so beautiful pass from Umansky. Not much you can do to stop that, is there?
And a great pull in from Amanda there. 17 plays 14 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Magpies centre pass to come.
Really forced to go back. Strong defence off that centre pass by the Panthers. They really spread the Magpies there. There was no one through that centre channel as Newton. Really good pass to Umansky into that back space, and Mastronardi couldn't get around to intercept that ball. So Clark takes the ball, can't sink it, and it falls out.
Throw in to the Magpies. Just in front of us, just inside the circle. Centre in Cooper stands up for the penalty with Clancy out of play. Umansky finishes with a goal. Back to 2. 17 plays 15 here. Panthers with the 2-goal advantage. Their centre pass to come.
Grady with a great tip.
With a tip. Panthers have worked so hard in this first half, but I feel like Wang have just started to find their feet and their timing a little bit better. And Aguchi just can't quite pull that in. Price did well to not contact there.
She
and just
did stay out of the way, didn't she? Yeah.
Which was a great no whistle call as well. There was no intent there. Cooper, that damaging drive through the midcourt. Newton and Price using one another. High ball to Clark. She's out of range. Goes back.
And
Clever from Grady.
Yeah, just taps it to keep it in play. She saw that Newton.
an offside call on the other side of the circle. Clark will step up. Umansky giving herself plenty of space behind. Flicks it back. Cooper.
Cooper, and she's up on the bench.
Panthers bench.
Oh, she's having a rest. Ellie, I think you need it on court, love.
Newton, well done to play on that penalty.
Really well-placed ball there.
And they are back to one with their centre pass to come. 17 plays 16 here, 10 and a half minutes into the second quarter.
Ellie's rejoined us on court, so that's nice too. Her teammates were pleased. She did well there to not do any harm, really.
Yes.
Those
brick steps.
Good thing she's agile. But a contact to the face, by the way, the umpire was
gesturing.
Just gesturing there. That was an unusual one.
Cooper calling for Umansky to stand up tall.
Yeah. And
I think there's going to be
So who's crawling under the car?
Yeah.
Izzy's the shortest, so she has to get it, I think. But it might be round the other side, so
I know.
We might be in luck. Job is in Newton.
Little bit of a laugh here. 11 minutes played, thanks to Macrae Motors in this second quarter. The refeed. Brooke Price. It's just so slippery out there.
Clancy's just taken an absolute dive and slid.
And that heavy contact there from Mastronati on Umansky.
No goal. So contact goal.
That's hard, particularly, and that would have been the leveller. Still plenty of time left in this game. This is only the second quarter.
Yes, it makes for an exciting second half, Ree, that's for sure.
Goal attack. Clark stood out of play. Umansky with the hands over. Ferbra in goal defence. Clancy, and Grady saw it as well, doing everything. The Magpies, Aguchi steps in. Short shot, grabs her rebound.
And I can see the temptation from Brooke Price, just wanting to knock the ball. I can't bring it in with two, I'll try and tap it, but not able to do that as Panthers put another one on the board. And Ree, the other games, Wang and Wodonga is all tied up. Rovers, 21 goals apiece. Raiders and Albury, 19 goals apiece, all tied up as well. And Myrtleford with only a 1-goal lead over North Albury, 21-20. So it's all tight everywhere you look, which is just wonderful.
And you wonder whether, I don't know, maybe everywhere's got a little bit of a damp
court I would imagine
as well.
Yep.
So could make the game interesting for Mind. Rovers and Wodonga was actually one of the picks of the round for me as well. They went goal for goal last time they played, and I feel like Wodonga, unfortunately, probably haven't got as many wins on the board for actually how positive their season has been. Likewise, Rovers, if they have Kelsey Wilson in that defensive end, just that little bit more experience, not that she's that much older than their other defenders, but we saw just how dominant she can be.
She was, and I will be interested to see whether or not Wodonga use someone like Lizzie Murphy now that she is...
sorry, Tam. Beautiful swish goal there from Sanson. Puts them back out by 3, 19 plays, 16 here on the Macrae Motors scoreboard into the final 2 minutes of this first half. Yeah, whether someone like a Lizzie Murphy comes in for Wodonga in that second half, given that she's finished her basketball commitments and certainly wouldn't be going close to being tied. Good pull in there from Umansky on her missed shot. Keeps them in reach. 19 plays, 17 here. Wilson to Lloyd. Sanson. Oh, and a little bit too much on that one, yeah. Lots of talk from both teams on court, and you can really hear the Magpies bench starting to get a little bit louder on the last attacking play of the Panthers. Newton back to Price. Oh, great vision to find Cooper in the pocket. Cooper's had really all the attacking space bringing that ball down court this latter part of this second quarter. Yeah, she has. And they trail by 1. I would expect there'll be a change up there in the second half with Emmanuel to come on. Does well to recover there. And again, on this sideline, Cooper just finding that front position. But great timing from Ferbra. We've said it before, but it's very Shamira Sterling like. Her arms. She's a tall girl, but they're deceptively longer than how they look, and she just times it beautifully. And it's those balls around the top of the circle that she's able just to come off the player and just take those, go hunting a little bit. the dying moments of this second quarter. Ball into a Gucci.
Oh,
Short
it's
shot
out.
there. Price again attempts the rebound, but unsuccessfully takes the Panthers to 20, leading the Magpies 18. And they've passed it, so I think it'll be a Magpies centre pass to come when we return. This is O&M Live Netball. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognize this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip, and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. Half-time here at the Lavington Panthers Sports Ground. The Lavington Panthers with the 2-goal advantage, 20 goals, leading the Magpies 18. Interesting to see if any changes are made from either team. We expected changes at quarter time. I can see Kelly
Keen's coming in. And
with the goal attack. Gemby into wing attack.
And Newton's gone to centre. Yeah. Oh, and
Cooper into
Cooper to
wing
defence. Yeah. So change up there.
And for the Panthers, it doesn't look like any of their... Ange Demamiel, I think, will come on into centre. So otherwise, their interchange looks pretty happy to have their shirts on at this point. A game probably of two real quarters. Panthers definitely with the upper hand in that first quarter, but I felt Magpies kind of had a bit more of the momentum in the second quarter, but just couldn't quite capitalise on the scoreboard.
Yeah. Interesting. I thought Cooper probably had, certainly had Wilson's measure in that quarter, but the change-up will be interesting because Demamul's a different player coming on, so her and Newton will be a good match-up.
Magpies with the centre pass to start this third quarter. Price to Cooper. Newton. And a holding call. Swings to Newton.
So it'll be tough for Genvy the first few minutes just to get a feel for the court and for Keane as well. Just getting a feel for the surface, I think, as they adjust. So Umansky can't sink it, and Ferber with a great rebound there.
Panthers on the attack. Ferber and Clancy, great transition.
Price comes through. Couldn't pull it in,
was
but
probably standing a little bit still there, waiting for that ball to come, and Price just gets it at the last moment. Newton to Keane. And Umansky. Footwork call as she attempted to bring that ball back, getting closer to the ring. Mastronardi, goalkeeper. Ferber to Demamul. Genvy making it very hard.
Demamul slipped and had to
Clancy.
find her feet before she could receive that ball.
Dean coming off there to try and mismatch where the space was, but
Good take by Agushi there. So a 3-goal lead to the Panthers here in the third quarter. Brought to you by McRae
Dean.
Motors and Katie Dean. Classic.
picking up the scraps there.
Yeah, so Cooper finds Genvy. Pace has just gone out a little bit as Wang, I guess, get used to these new connections, and bit of a high ball just hung in the air, and Clancy was able to get under that for the Panthers.
Both attackers for the Magpies there were standing still behind. Keane attacks the ball there defensively, and to her credit, possession now is in the way of the Magpies.
This will be another great matchup, Ellie Cooper and Maddie Lloyd, and we'll see how that plays out. So Newton has to go back to Cooper. So just a bit stagnant, Magpies, as they try and break through into their attacking end at this stage.
The court did get squeegeed at halftime, but still just a little wet underfoot. Umansky there. Better movement from her and a better timed release.
And
so
Genvy too, just starting on the body and just popping out rather than trying to do too much preliminary work.
21-19 the score here, thanks to Cavalier Homes, a breaking call. Clancy and wing defence breaking.
And Newton, high ball. It was a long way out in front of Umansky. Lucky she has long arms, but not able to pull it in, but it was knocked out by Panthers. So Keane with the ball on the baseline. She's going to fake it and then go over to Umansky.
Well done from Ferber not to get sucked in to that there. Time's been called for the ball retrieval as Keane steps up to the baseline. And we are on Newton in centre now to Keane at the top. Uses the edge of the circle well.
And Newton. Smart play. Keane drew Ferber out, and that really opened up Umansky, and well held by Newton to see that too.
21 plays 20. I was just thinking as Keane was having that throw in, Tam, when I was watching the City West Falcons game in that championship VNL final, one of the shooters, I think it was for City West, did the old bounce the ball off the post and retrieve it yourself.
Sarah Moore style. Yeah, she loves it.
So the other, Jane was double defended, Jane Cook, and the goal attack did that and then shot it. I had a little giggle. You don't see it all that often.
No, and my luck, I'd try and do it and miss the post altogether. It does take some smart play as a
Liv
Gucci.
Sanson can't quite
Good
find the centre of the ring. Aguchi can't the first attempt, but the second she makes good. 22 plays 20 here on the Cavalier Homes scoreboard. Third quarter, thanks to McRae Motors.
And Genvy eventually finds some space. She went back and forward and back, and eventually found it. Ball taken back. It's not really to their advantage. And a held ball, and that's frustrating.
The first balk got the defenders out of the way. She needed to release it after she'd
but even, that's where the umpire call advantage. The ball had gone into a shooter, call advantage, and I think say something to the defender outside the circle, because that's actually disadvantaging the team, and I think that's a frustration.
High ball from Sanson. Aguchi was lucky there because she really didn't have a lot of the baseline left that Price contacted. They're back out to 3. 23 plays 20. Their centre pass to come. DeMamiel to Clancy, and again, just not quite in control.
And Cooper eventually
I think
gets
that went
the ball
through all defenders of the Magpies' hands there. Newton, safe option to Price. Again, the safe option. Great release there of Genvi, and look at her speed.
Yeah, she just delivers
Even
and then
on
runs.
a wet
Yeah, I know.
Trickles out for Umansky. She'll have a go again. Oh, and again.
Another one. And another one.
But Mastronati does well.
And Newton. And she's not rewarded. So Mastronati will get the ball for the Panthers. Finds DeMamiel.
Price. Contact call.
Yeah,
and
needs
to get her feet around a little bit further.
I was the feet were stationed, weren't they? She went through the hand, so
Lloyd.
Not going to get the call. And Price.
Oh, using the post.
Yep.
Bad luck, because that was a really great contest.
It was a good
attempt,
there. Wasn't it?
Pass only. Oh, and the hands over again.
Not 3 feet. She can't take a trick. She's like, what else can I do?
And the finish there from Liv Sanson brings the Panthers up to 24, leading the Magpies 20. So it's back out to 4 again, which, as we know, is only 2 turnovers.
And Panthers again just spreading the Magpies on that centre.
Really clogging up that centre channel that they so like. Every player is accounted for. Genvi, again,
a lot of work.
Keane was there
and
in that
obstruction,
centre channel, but drew the obstruction this time. They use the reset just on that last instance. And that's a better goal there from Umansky.
Yeah, because there was hands over everything there. She'd well to get that through the defenders.
24 plays 21 here. Lloyd wide and high on the centre pass. Genvi contacting through the centre third. Clancy to DeMamiel. Back to Ferbra on the line. Great talk from Taylor Ferbra to her teammates. She's always such a positive person out on court, but you can really hear her today willing them, saying that what you're doing is great, keep it up. The ball trickles baseline, and Maddie Lloyd in wing attack with the throw in just in front of us. Price front
great
position.
But the contact call made, and
I think just before she took off the ground, 7.5 minutes played in this third quarter. Goal there from Christina Gucci. The buffer is 4. 25 plays 21 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard.
Umansky was out, but Genvi just didn't see her there. So
Keen's
Newton
out now.
finds Keane. And
bullets
straight in, but misses everything.
Keane. Cross circle ball to Genvi, puts it down. The hand of Ferber again. Tip on the ball. Newton coming off the circle there, not used. Bit of a decoy there as it goes into Umansky. 25 plays 22. Panthers.
Even Ferber couldn't pull that in, so that must have been a high ball if her arms couldn't manage to reel that in. So Cooper with the ball has to go back to Price. There's a lot of space in that channel, but Magpies just getting stuck in behind their players. Genvi eventually
I'd
able
love to see Clancy come around the player.
Yeah.
Especially on those drives. She's really just kind of running behind Genvi, and she could just get that hand around and take it cleanly as...
Well, I think she's not going to beat Genvi for speed body on body, so she needs to find another avenue to ball.
Yeah, as Umansky brings us up to 23. 25 plays 23. The smarts of Keane there came out for the centre pass at the last second. Newton, an awkward landing there. Takes a second before she hops up.
Keane, swish-o.
One
straight
the difference.
in. That's
25
Kelly Keane
plays 24.
of old, isn't it?
Panthers centre pass to come. Sanson to Ferber. We'll try that one again, and it worked this time.
Newton in the front
Great
position.
contest and front position.
She's been their best player, I think, Izzy Newton. She's just been rock solid for them all day. Got a lot of ball. When they've had no one to go to, Izzy Newton's been the player that's popped out. She's got the ball again.
And that contact call again.
Yep. Yeah, she can't afford to be on Genvy's body, I don't think.
Better pull in there from Umansky, and scores are level 25 apiece here. Magpies with the centre pass to come. Keen. Great delivery there to the ball of Genvy. Out in front, 10 minutes played here on the Cavalier Homes clock. Genvy steps up next to Clancy to set the penalty. Centering ball.
Newton with a penalty at the top.
And
Amanda
Umansky
on the move, but it'll be a throw-in Panthers' way. It's an opportunity to get one back.
Ferbra, hard work in goal defence for the Panthers. For the Panthers, she's been one of my best players on court today. Created a lot of turnover ball and made it really hard. Obviously, we saw the change happen for the Magpies in that circle. Dean.
She's close there, wasn't she, Katie Dean?
And
Price
with the rebound.
Very strong.
On the attack again, Dean. Very close to the 3 seconds. Price calling for it.
And
nice
she
clearly.
did a great job to balance and keep that in and be able to get that to a player. That was impressive. So Magpies with another opportunity to score here and go to the lead for the first time. Probably all game, is it, Rhea?
I think
yeah.
so. I think they're up
early.
1 goal in that first minute. That Newton to Genvy at the top of the circle. Again, just that wrong arm. Keen. The look away pass.
Yeah.
As Umansky
She's
puts
very
the
good at
Magpies in front, and times called here. Sanson to the bench. Brooke Wilson coming on into goal attack.
So a late change with only, 4 minutes to go?
Less than 4 minutes. 11 and a half minutes have been played. We are underway here.
And Price is down.
Slips again. Dean does well to get front position again.
And a quick goal there by Panthers.
Reply.
Very quick.
That was probably one of their quickest turns to goal in this game.
It was.
And Genvy at the other end.
She was up as quick as she was down, though, wasn't she? Talk about bounce. So Cooper, great ball to Keen, who's coming out, and misses
it again,
everyone.
But I think Ferbra
must have
hands
tipped
again.
it.
Yep.
And they just need to go down there to Kelly King. She's
so smart.
got that front space, and really, I'm not sure Ferbra would be able to get to that ball without contacting, but they make no mistake in the end. So goal for goal here at the moment.
And Cooper, you can just see her keeping Maddie Lloyd very busy. Price blocks off. The front position of Genvy.
And that's that wing defence, skills coming into play, isn't it? That's the beauty of her in wing attack. You get best of both worlds.
Wilson in goal attack. Lateral movement.
Price working the front position, but the delivery
does
too
well
good.
to stay in play that time. 27 goals apiece here into the last 3 minutes of this third quarter. Newton to Keen. Lucky
Contact,
that wasn't a
yes.
replay ball there.
I think everyone stopped and waited. Not sure they were sure what the umpire was going to call
and that's
there.
one of the things we always say, you can't wait for the whistle.
No.
Keen. Little chuckle with Umansky. The bench of the Magpies warming up again. Panthers. Ferbra releases. Great release. Double plays with Demamiel.
A lot of talk out there, Magpies, all talk. Listen, it's very loud.
Keen attempts
contact.
the attacking their defence. And
They're
again,
really bunching them up here, pushing them all into that
all
corner.
in one.
Cooper.
Genvy again. The obstruction call.
But the work rate is really high. The talk is up.
Every player accounted for.
Yeah.
Will Demamiel put in the high ball? She does. Great strength from Higuchi. And the goal, they're up by 1. 28 plays, 27 here. Their centre pass to come into the last minute of this third quarter. Cooper, great coverage, loose ball. Wilson.
I'm not sure that was cleanly taken. It looked impressive, but I think there was
just couldn't quite get the foot planted.
She did well to stay upright, to be honest.
Very well.
I think I would have ended up
Newton to
backside.
Genvy. No, opts to go back to Cooper. Now it goes to Genvy. Obstruction of Clancy and a contact.
So 2-on-1 here. They should get to circle edge. And they do. Newton to Genvy, back to Newton.
Kane.
Ops. And I would be delivering that ball down low.
I think that's a credit to Tay
It
Ferber.
is,
I think
yeah.
she's gotten in the Magpies'
The
heads
doubt.
a little bit, the
Yep.
doubt that just those...
And she is good on the low ball. And you see there she...
Again. And Mastronati again coming around the body. That's one of her real strengths as the time is running out to get to Genvy to get it in.
What a ball by
Genvy.
Genvy.
And no goal is called. So Panthers 1-goal leaders, 28 plays 27. This is 3/4 time. This is O&M Live. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. 1 goal separates Panthers in 4th position, leading the Magpies 28-27. The ball being delivered to the Magpies with the first centre pass to get us underway. 4th quarter and final quarter for what has been a very, very close tussle today. Newton does well to pull that in. So we can see the Magpies, a couple of changes. Genvi
couldn't quite keep it in. Oh, no, she was able to keep it in.
The Magpies with a change. Keane going into goal shooter. Bring Clark into goal attack. Umansky to the bench. That's the only change for the Magpies on court. For the Panthers, no change to how they finished off that third quarter. Panthers with the throw-in, Georgia Clark not being able to quite get that ball through the ring. Mastronardi, that ball very, very close.
Oh, and a contact
to over
on
a third
Ferbra.
contact.
Yeah, so Leah Genevieve did really well there.
Very much a height
create-
mismatch. But
that's an understatement, Ree, if ever I've heard one.
we know what Leah can do. So
Yeah.
strong, so agile. It's like
And
she's
just
got
smart.
springs on her
Yeah,
feet.
just gets her body in position, doesn't
And
she?
talk about smarts, Keen there using the circle and
Oh, great pass
the
to Fran
offload.
Clark, to get out of the way
Really
of
well.
Ferbra too.
both defenders for the Panthers pressuring the shot. But we are back to even,
And
28 goals
in our
apiece
other
here.
games, Wodonga 2 goals up on Wang. Raiders leading Albury by 3, and North are ruining Beck Piazza's 300th game. They're a 10-goal lead over Myrtleford. So there's an upset there on the cards.
Quick reply from the Panthers. 29 plays 28. Clark coming out for the centre pass. Genvi to Keane. Using again the circle really well, cutting through both defenders. The shot can't quite fall, so the Panthers will go on the attack again. Clancy, Genvi attempts the ball. Demamiel finds the space. Brooke Wilson finding some great space in front of Brooke Price. And the shortening call there made very clear by the umpire. Wilson. Cooper.
Yeah.
And Lloyd taps it
Lloyd
to
tried
Price
to keep it in.
and-
It's Price to Gucci to.
But Dean, the contact call.
And
Christine
Aguchi's
Aguchi manages
wrong-footed, but she somehow twirled herself under the post to score. So Panthers move out to 30, leading the Magpies 28 here on the Martins. The X-Ray Group scoreboard, and it's a Panthers centre. So Demamiel to Wilson.
Price
and Price
and
coming
Newton
through.
coming together
yeah,
there.
worked well to cause that
Shut down.
turnover.
Dean high up in the defensive third for the Magpies. Price to Cooper.
Cooper working off the body there and looks to go to Genvi.
3 changes of direction in this weather is so impressive.
She is, isn't she? Yeah.
Keane.
Just great stability
The
and
hands first
strength.
there from Mastronardi. Keane steps in. Well within range, and the shot drops. So back to 130. Plays
And the
29
Magpies
here on the
centre.
X-Ray Group scoreboard. The obstruction.
So a 2-on-1 here. We need to find circle edge.
Demamiel did well there just to kind of cause a little bit of disruption
She did,
and
yeah.
doubt to the Magpies feed. Keane, clever again, using the baseline. Steps back to deliver the pass, and Ferber and Clark contest,
throw-in.
and the throw-in now in the way of the Panthers. Mastronardi stepping up. Ferber.
And a contact on. Oh, no. Oh, no, she's called it on Keane. I thought it was
Interesting. I thought that might have been
Yeah, I thought
Ferber
Ferber
coming
might-
through, but there must
yes.
have been maybe
Something
an
before
elbow
that.
just before that. Ferber. Lloyd, great drive there from Maddie Lloyd. Cutting through. Panthers are really being pushed to one side of the court. Wilson.
Just through the
just
hands of
enough
Dean,
there.
wasn't it? She was just fingertips away from
They're
that.
out by 2, 31 plays 29 here. Demamiel in centre, gives off to Lloyd. Clancy to Wilson. Lloyd, quick hands, quick feet. And great feed from Lloyd to
And that's the difference when she gets that ball up really high overhead and releases it from high. That it hits Aguchi right in that back space, which is where it needs to be. And Newton to Genvi, finding circle edge quickly. Having to go back to the transverse though, because there's no one home. So Keane, great smart little pass into that space in front of Clark.
puts the balk on the shot and makes good. 32 plays 30 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Panthers with the centre pass. Cooper with the hands over pressure, and Price.
Oh,
Bounce pass, and
Newton.
Newton comes through. And there's a contact call. So Taylor Ferber in goal defence is a long way from that attacking.
Yes, she was, wasn't she?
That defensive circle, that she needs to be in, and Newton.
It's a good thing she's got
finds
long
the
legs
space.
and it doesn't take her many steps to get there.
Clever play there from Georgia Clark. It was really quite slippery and off balance. Gets it to
And
Keane.
Keane just
And
able to
we're
settle.
back to a one-goal game. 32 plays 31 here. Magpies at Genby. Just really
And that's what
threading
Kelly
the needle
Keane
there
brings,
through.
doesn't she? Just a composure. She just never looks rattled. She looks calm and like she's got a lot of time just to reset and bring a level of composure that I think Magpies really needed.
Just so much experience.
Yep. And again, and
Ferber.
she's just drawing those obstructions that they probably weren't getting early on. And that's probably the height mismatch to some degree as well.
And now the contact too, just holding on to that ball for
Yep.
the half a second.
Yeah.
Both defenders out of play. And it is level 32 goals apiece here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Fourth quarter, thanks to Martins Aubrey. Over
Magpies.
6 minutes have been played, and the Magpies will be looking to force a turnover here
Yeah,
for the
you can
Panthers.
hear the noise levels going up, and Cooper is the one.
And that is a contact.
And it's a contact on Clancy. She's on the ground yet again. But it'll be a Magpies ball. And Cooper was outstanding coming through for that. Just
Timed
talk
it.
about throw everything at. Oh,
And Demami will try and replicate that the same.
what a touch, Ree. Did
What
you
a
see that?
What a touch. Even the offload was good at the end.
Oh,
But
just
Demami
well
will do well to
placed.
get a hand to tap it to you then, like old teammates.
Yes.
Clark. It's Ferber out of play. Genvy again finding the space. Keane.
Keen. Happy just to
Swings,
work it
yeah.
round.
And they hit the lead. 33 plays 32 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. 7 minutes and 20 seconds have been played. Contact call again. It's Clancy out of play. Newton with the clear space onto circle edge. Panthers defenders now, they really haven't looked like they've had to think too much in that one. You could just
No.
see them really thinking through there.
And just getting stuck a little bit double teaming Clark and left Kelly Keane a couple of times to play her own game a little bit. And that's a bit dangerous because she can just set the play up. But
Beautiful
Panthers
feed there
transitioned.
from Lloyd into
Yeah.
Iguchi. A good transition and a good reply.
Quick
back
reply.
to lead level,
And
33 goals apiece.
Panthers centre too. So back on their centre.
We're into the back half of this fourth quarter. Magpies, if they could clinch the win, will go to the top of the ladder, potentially, depending what the deficit is. Panthers just looking to cause another upset for a
going to be a
team
close
above
one,
them.
isn't it? So it's not going to be.
Keane coming out of the
Oh,
circle.
couldn't pull it in.
And
so
Ferber, the scraps again. Can hear both benches saying steady when their team has the ball, but the defensive effort, Genvy trying to cause the turnover for the Magpies. Wilson to Clancy. Lloyd to Wilson. High ball goes in. Contact on the land is the call.
strong take there by Iguchi.
They're out by 2. 35 plays 33 here. 6 minutes to play on the Cavalier Homes clock. Fourth quarter, thanks to Martins. Another great high ball.
Oh, it's nearly a footwork call, I think, there, but she managed
Dean
to...
attempts the rebound.
She managed to steady. I'm not sure. She's having a smile. I'm not sure. Oh, she must have lost her shoe. I think that was the problem.
Oh, on a wet day too. There's nothing worse than
wet socks, yes. And Clancy finally able to get her hand. Oh, and Genvy replies. Not able to keep it in.
Here, the Panthers bench just saying steady now that they've got the possession. They've got the little score buffer as well. Demamiel gives off to Wilson. Demamiel high ball in. Good positioning there from Iguchi. They're out 2-4, 37. Plays
And
33.
Course swapping here. So we've got Price to
dropping back
keeper,
into
Grady
keeper.
to goal defence, and Katie Dean coming to the bench for the Magpies. And down the other end, Yamansky to shooter, Clark to the bench and Keane to goal attack. So Magpies swinging the changes with 6 minutes to go. Looking for a
cross court again. Is risky.
Able to keep it in just. And Cooper, hasn't she been instrumental? And Newton. Talk about body on the line. Those two have been outstanding for the match. Grady's got the wobbles.
First touch.
Yeah.
Cooper. The 3 mid-quarters and Genvy's speed.
Yeah. She's been great since she's come on, hasn't she? She's really
Umansky happy to play the ball.
had the
baseline.
She's had the better of Clancy, there's no doubt about that.
The offload.
And brilliant pass by Genvy to see Umansky in that space and to find her. And she needs to make those count at this stage of the game.
Few players just looking a little bit frustrated in the later parts of this fourth quarter. 11 minutes have been played. Brooke Wilson gives off to Clancy. Price
thought about it.
Good on her to get back into that space, but just the contact just on the last second there of movement. And Gucci, 38, plays 33 here. Newton lines up.
Wilson went for it, not able to pull it in though, and Grady got the scraps. So Keane out of the circle to Genvy, back to Keane. She turns and takes the shot. And this is the thing with Kelly Keane. She turns and looks at the post, and that forces those defenders to get off her. And then she can choose to do that reset, or she can take the shot and make it count like she often does.
38 plays 34 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard.
4 minutes to go.
Just over 3 minutes, and Newton again gets another touch. Maddie Lloyd's been really consistent for the Panthers today. Particularly,
she probably had a quiet one there when Cooper went on to her, didn't she, in that third? But she's brought herself back into the game this quarter, I think. Found her feet again.
Here she is with the ball.
Her ball. Yeah. I was just about to say a delivery to Christina Goose. She's been a lot better today. Commentator's
that slippery
curse.
Ball again.
Yeah. Just she's released the ball from a lot higher up, which she needs to do because she's not tall, and it's really hard to see past those defenders' arms when you're only short.
Wilson in goal attack. Swings the ball back to Ferbera on the line. DeMamiel. Pocket ball to Lloyd and to Christina Gucci. 39 plays 34 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Just over 2 minutes to play. Have the Panthers done enough? I think this lead perhaps.
Yeah, I think that missed goal earlier might have been a missed opportunity. And
again, just bounces just off. So Keane will retrieve the ball. Takes a deep breath. As the penalty is set. And the shot is good. 4 goals the difference. 39 plays 35 here. Fourth quarter thanks to Martins. A minute and a half in this final quarter. Clancy to Wilson. High ball in and Price again.
Yeah, well done there. So she's in that front position.
Magpies really need to score and score quickly. Cooper. Genvy very high up in wing attack there. She's really far away from where they need her to feed that ball. Newton has the lead, as does Genvy, and it gets to them. Keane, great strong take there. Newton steps in and the obstruction call is made. The offside call, pardon me. Keane, look away to Genvy.
And she
can't.
She does.
Manages
Fine,
to keep
Grady.
it in and to get the next one. So
the speed is just phenomenal, isn't it?
Keane all alone on the baseline. Waits for Ferbera. Though time is running out, 40 seconds left in this fourth quarter. I think the Magpies realise how close it is to time.
No,
As a great goal from Keane.
Bench would know.
3 goals, then centre pass to come. Genvy.
There was that held.
Gives off to Umansky. And the goal back to 2, 39 plays 37 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Demamiel gives off to Lloyd. Penalties set back in the centre third. Cooper stood out of play. Clancy to Lloyd. And the hooter goes for time. So it is the Panthers, the victors here. 2 goals, 39 over the Magpies, 37. That means the Pigeons regain their top position on the ladder as Tam Matthews goes to retrieve our player of the day. A big thank you to McRae Motors, the major sponsors of O&M Netball, Cavalier Homes, 777 Automotive, Martins, Aubrey and the X-Ray Group. Without those support of those teams, this would not be possible. And our O&M Live Player of the Day, Taylor Ferber, congratulations.
Thank you.
Another hard-fought, gutsy win. 2 goals last week, 2 goals this week. What did you guys say at three-quarter time?
We basically just said to keep our composure, make sure that we complete our leads, and yeah, basically possession of the ball was super important.
It looked slippery out there. How was it underfoot?
Not actually
it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, but no, very lucky that it was only damp.
Yeah. And you knew they have the 2 tools. Did you expect them to start with them, or did you talk about their goaling setup? What did you think was going to happen there?
Yeah, I did expect George and Amanda to be in the ring, so I guess we just wanted to try one-on-one first and see how that went before we made any other changes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kate played really well on her, I reckon. Height match-up, not as, obviously doesn't have the height on Amanda, but she really ripped in those balls when she had the chance.
And we were speaking pre-game and during the game that you and Kate really complement each other beautifully. She's got that real hustle, body-on-body defence, and can really bring herself around the body and take that front ball. And then you've got that aerial and agility, which is so nice to see, and also bring the ball down the court. We also commented that we thought Maddie Lloyd was really consistent through that mid-court, and obviously just that bit of an experienced head and leader down that end.
Yeah, Mads gave, calmed it down as we were coming out from defence, and I definitely can agree on matching up with Kate. We do complement each other very well.
And you've now knocked over Yarrawonga, Wangaratta, both positioned above you.
Myrtleford.
And do you play Myrtleford?
You got Myrtleford to come, don't you?
No,
you
had our two. Had our two.
So
that's a great incentive coming into finals. What do you think is the key coming into finals over the next few weeks?
Again, just remaining calm, getting that that team bonding as well, really getting around each other and just making sure that we have each other's backs, basically. Yeah, and lots of training and practice.
Absolutely. Well, our O&M Live Player of the Day, congratulations, Tay Ferber, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Well done, Tay. Good game.
Superstar. It was nice to see Mum and Dad here today. Dean, a good friend of ours, a coach of yours. Dean,
he was my assistant coach when we won the C grade premiership.
Dean and the team.
It was Dean and the team, wasn't it? It was good times.
But a great end to the game, and Lavington have now knocked off people that are above them, and it means that the ladder won't.
Well, Myrtleford lost, so they went down to North Aubrey. So it means that Lavington will go ahead of Myrtleford. They'll go to 40 points. Myrtleford will stay on 36. Raiders had a win, so Raiders and Lavington are both going to jump. So Myrtleford are going to go from 3rd to 5th, which is what happened to Raiders last week.
And Wang come up against Myrtleford next week. So
the ladder is just jumping all over the place, which is how it should be. It's great.
Absolutely. Well, this has been round 16. The Panthers, the 2-goal victors over the Magpies. 2 rounds to go. Tam Matthews, I'll be leaving you next week. Kylie Murphy will be stepping in. So hope you enjoy the reins, and I'll be back for round 18. Looking forward to finals.
Wish me luck.
This has been O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
recognise this face. I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.